All right. This is it. This is first live stream. My first live stream on YouTube. Not my first live stream, but my first live stream on YouTube. So what you're hearing in the background is my brother-in-law playing the guitar, and I want to thank you for joining. And hopefully that guitar is actually just a blessing to everybody, as he's totally improved. It's really cool. Let's see. I put live chat, so all messages are visible. Yeah. See, it says Juan Esti on the chat here. So this is my first time doing this. So let's see how this works. Let me say something here in the chat. Hi, everybody. Hola a todos. Let's draw, I'll say. Yeah, so type in the box in the chat, and let's see if we can get a chat going here. Cool. All right, let me just tell Facebook I'm on. Facebook. Teach you guys a couple tricks on how to, tips and tricks on how to render better for your drawings. Hey, Yuria, watching from the Dalles. Wow, is that all the way in Oregon? I hear Oregon is a beautiful place. I lived there for some time, and it's just a beautiful place. It's paradise. Okay, I'm going to put here on Facebook, facebook.com/JuanEsti. I am live on YouTube showing, sharing some all caps cool tips and tricks for drawing. Yeah. Okay, oops, I forgot to include my YouTube. So youtube.com/sketchantics. There we go. Instagram. Let's do a little story. I am right now live drawing on Instagram. I mean on youtube.com/sketchantics. Go to youtube.com/sketchantics and learn some tips and tricks for drawing and illustrating. Right now, live. Go there. Cool. All right. I just did that story. Great. All right, so let's do this. What I want to show really quickly first is a technique I used on this drawing right here. And that is this thick and thin line. So more prominent chin. But hey, we put some long hair on. Yeah, see? But notice how the lines are all the same size. Then we draw the eyes, same thickness. Eyebrows. It doesn't look bad. But it looks a little bit like, that hand that's drawing on the YouTube videos, that's like doing an explanation or a presentation, and it's illustrating the whole talk, like a TED Talk or something like that. A lot of those, the line is all the same thickness, and it doesn't give quite the organic feel I like. So let me just draw the inside now again with some thinner lines. So here we're going to draw the eyes. Like that. looks actually kind of creepy. But notice, let's put some hair in it. This is kind of looking kind of freaky. So even here on the hair, let's do a couple thick lines, right? And then let's reduce the line size, the line thickness. So it just adds a whole kind of almost a. It's like you put on glasses. Now I understand that this drawing isn't perfect from the get-go. That ear was just wrong, right? It's kind of growing out of his eyeball. And this eye is way bigger than this one and blah, 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 right? I'm just trying to illustrate the point that smaller lines accompanied with the thicker lines can really make a difference in the overall feel of this drawing. I actually like this. Let's see, which one do I like more? I like actually this eye better. Something like that. Yeah, my brother-in-law, I don't know if you can hear his guitar there in the background. He's gotten really good in the last year because he's really dedicated himself to practice. Even if it's 11:30 at night, he'll go and practice for half an hour, 15 minutes. And hey, that makes all the difference. So if you're drawing for half an hour, 15 minutes a day, even that is going to make an improvement on anything you do, whether it's reading, exercise, right? So do you see how just the more thin lines can really make a difference here? All right. Well, let's go on to something else. If you have any questions or you want me to talk on a certain topic of drawing, go ahead and write that in the chat. Or send me a message on Instagram. And make sure we're friends. And we'll go ahead and do that. I'll check my Instagram here in a minute. Okay. All right, let's do something else. How about that eyelid? I did a little tutorial a little bit ago about remembering to draw the thickness of the eyelid. So you have the eyes, the eyeball, right? Here's an eyeball. And you have this eyelid that's probably a really thick one. But there's the eyeball, and then we have this little bit of spongy flesh right there. Okay, so got something like that, right? Now you're gonna let's always remember the shape of the eyeball. It's the circle, because even that affects the bags right here and the upper part of the eyelid. So you can almost even just keep those in like this, see? Now sometimes the skin on the top will press down a bit over or fall down a little bit over like that and create different shapes that aren't quite, what do you say, convex right here at the top. Sometimes it'll be more angular like this or something. But for now, let's just draw it like that. Some people's Okay? So what we're talking about is the thickness of the skin around the eye. So what we're going to do is add a little bit of thickness right here. And if this eye is looking straight at us, like that, straight in the middle of the eye, this part is higher than this part here is higher than this part here. So we're going to see the top of it. And here, we're only going to see a little bit as it curves down, like that. And we're going to add the, that's a big iris. Let's say this person has a really wide open eye. Okay, so again, we're remembering the ball shape. We're remembering the thickness of the skin. And let's just do a couple lines here at the bottom to be more of it. With a pencil, it's easy to shade. With something like ink or well, this brush on this iPad is called an ink brush, so it's a little bit more. You have to do cross hatching, a few lines to represent almost a gray, to interpret it as a gray. All right, so then the eyelashes curl out from that eyelid. And I do them in 2s and 3s. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 2, right? And there's a lot of them. So it takes a little bit of patience. And they kind of do this. That's the angle I'm drawing those eyelashes from. There's a few down here. A little bit less. 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. And usually there's a little bit of they get thicker as they go to the bottom. That accounts for a little bit of a darkness. Now, the ladies highlight this with their eyeliner and their mascara. And then we have the light. So, check this out. If the light's coming in here from the top, right here, yeah, that's going to lighten the bottom part of the eye here. And since we usually don't focus with a magnifying glass on each detail of life, we're taking in a lot of information very quickly. So the brain will just create a quick idea of what we're looking at and leave out a bunch of information, which is why Sherlock Holmes is so much more adept at discovering clues, because he remembers to pay even greater attention than what people are normally giving to life. So with that, we can take that to our advantage as an artist and not draw a ton of detail, but imply detail. This is what some painters are great at. So we don't have to draw every single detail, every single pore. And what we'll find is this light coming down is going to light about right here. It's going to hit the middle of the eye a bit, just a bit, like halfway, because this is a ball, remember. And here we look at this. Here's the eyeball. The light's coming down from the top, so it's going to hit about that much. Yeah? It's not going to hit over here or from the side. It's going to hit about right there and bounce off. So these are the things an artist is thinking about when they're drawing. If they're not thinking about it, they're putting their attention to it because their brain is on automatic mode, something they've repeated so much. So here's the eye, and we draw that light spot right there. Now it's going through the eyelashes. So that means the shadow of the eyelashes. There's going to be a couple shadows in there, like this. Yeah. And there's the lid, providing a bit of shadow. Something like that. And say maybe there's a couple lights. Well, actually, let's not put a light here to the side. And that's providing some ambient light. Okay? And again, we want this part right here to really be illuminated by the light. So let's leave that almost blank, right? And then right here at the bottom, it's got the shadow from the bag of the eye. That's why I drew it right there. Yeah? Cool. And then so here's the eye. Oops. Here's the eyeball. And the light's coming down right here, which means there's probably a little bit. Let's go ahead and just draw a little bit of that shadow there, like this. Not a lot. In fact, I just overdid it just a bit there. That's better. See, less to understand what it is. And then we could draw the hairs of the eyebrow. Anyways, what do you think? What do you think? It's just an aid to help you think a little bit about what an artist is, what's going through an artist's mind, what sort of muscle memory is at play when an artist is drawing, and memory, like the brain is firing all these routines it's practiced over and over again of focus and observation. And so these are the things that are being taken into account, all these micro observations. So I hope that's helpful. In fact, I know that's helpful. I wanted to show you really quickly a couple of the drawing books that have really helped me out. Here's a bit of my recent sketchbook here. There's I'm just going through skulls and hand positions, arm positions. And this is my first time doing tiny sketchbooks. Usually I'm working with the larger sketchbooks, you know. And you can see a lot of this is just observing the way the folds happen in a shirt, a t-shirt, and a dress. Observing a creative way to observe wings, insect wings. Yeah. Yeah, these are some of the older sketchbooks. Here's a bit of a newer one. I like actually less. I like them. My observation was very quick on a lot of these. But here are 2 books. Well, I'll just show one for this time. I'll save the other one for another broadcast. But Cartooning the Head and Figure. This is a great book by Jack Ham. And when you get the drawing book, read it. Draw the head of the first slash, hands and feet. Give man lapel lines and tie, then ink. Or draw head off the right slash. Rumple of clothing with informal ink line. Pencil shading optional. All these words were written with a purpose. It wasn't just to fill up space. And I spent a lot of time looking at this book. Mainly just a couple pages out of it, probably 7 pages out of it that I really focused on and enjoyed seeing the lines. Yeah, Yuria from the Dalles, was it? The Dalles, Oregon? Paradise Place? Yeah. You don't need a lot of lines to make it look nice and real. But they do need to be properly placed or intelligently placed. So I think I'll end this stream here. It's been wonderful to be on with you all. Don't have a camera right now, so just doing it with the iPad. Go over to Instagram.com and Juan Esti. You can see the my drawings there, my sketches, a lot of my daily sketches, and also this comic, like this little dinosaur comic here, is at Juan's Comics on Instagram. Juan's Comics. So go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button and also the bell icon for notifications, and we will see you in the next drawing tips and tricks. Over and out.